Assalamu alaikum, class 8. Hope all of you are fine. Today we are going to do first chapter of grammar tree. The grammar tree. Its first chapter noun and its kinds. We have also done it in class 6 and 7, so it will be easy for you to understand it. Yes, Mudassar, what do you want to ask? Unmute your mic.
Excuse me, teacher. In the book list, there was not grammar theory. We
Which
haven't
book is?
purchased that.
Okay. Okay, so this is general concept. Okay. This is general
Okay.
concept about nouns. You have done it in class 6 and 7. You have also done kinds of noun in class 6 and 7, so it will be easy for you to
Yes.
understand it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, students, don't worry. This is a general concept of grammar. You have done it in class 6 and 7, and you have also read about its kinds. So it is easy to understand. In next week, we will be doing reader, okay? Reader chapter 1 and 2 will be done in next week. Okay, a noun, its definition. Noun refers to name of persons, animal, places or things, ideas or events. Noun encompass mean includes or comprises most of the words of a language, or in easy words you can say everything that is found in this world is has a name, and that is called a noun. Okay, it can be a name of person, a name for person like Sarah, Ahmad, Ali, Michael. Animal, these are names of animals: dog, cat, cow, kangaroo, although they are called animals, but these names are given to them. Place. Okay, Seher, unmute your mic. What do you want to say? Yes, Seher, unmute your mic. Okay, please let me know why have you raised hand, Seher. Okay, I can't know until you unmute your mic. Okay, place, a name for a place: London, Australia, Canada, Bombay, as in Pakistan, Lahore. So these are names of places. Things, a name for a thing is also called noun. Bat, ball, chair, door, house, computer. So these are the names given to the things. Ideas, feelings, sadness, happiness, these are feelings. Devotion, superstition. So all these are nouns. I'm going to add one more word here: sadness, anger. So all these are nouns. Seher, please unmute your mic if you want to ask something.
Assalamu alaikum, teacher.
Walaikum assalam.
Teacher, I want to ask that the book I'm using is my brother's previous class book. So the exercises in the book is done previously.
Okay, nothing matters. If the
That only I
exercises
want.
in the book are already done, then nothing matters, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, then there are kinds of nouns: common noun, proper noun, collective noun, compound noun, abstract noun, concrete noun, material noun, countable and uncountable noun. You can see the list of these nouns: common, proper, collective, compound, abstract, concrete, material, countable, and uncountable. Okay, first of all, we'll talk about common noun. A common noun is a name for something which is common or general. Okay, it is common or general. It includes a particular type of things, person, or places. For example, country. It can refer to any country, nothing in particular. City. City refer to any city, but nothing in particular. When you say city or country, so these are common nouns. Boy or girl. After that, after city or country, if I add here boy and boy or girl, so these are common nouns until we name them. So common noun is a word that indicates a person, place, or thing in general. And proper noun is a specific one. So the next one is proper noun. Proper noun is a name which refers only to specific person, place, or thing, and there is no common name in it. Single or specific. Here is written single person, but you can also say specific person, place, or thing, and there is nothing common for it. And in written English, a proper noun always begins with capital letters. Okay, in common noun, I told you city. So the name that is given to city, for example, Lahore. Then I typed there a word boy. So this name Ahmad is given to boy. This name is given to boy, that is Ahmad. Country, Pakistan. There is no other country named Pakistan. This name is fixed for only one country. And there was a girl. I typed there in previous slide. I typed there girl. So the girl name can be, for example, Sarah. That will be proper noun because it is a girl's name. Collective noun. You have also read it in class 6 and 7. Collection of something, group of something. Collective noun is a word for a group of things, people, or animals. For example, family, team, jury, bouquet. I will add a few words here. Pile, pile of books. Box, box of chocolates, there can be pile of books or you can say bundle of books. Okay. Jury, group of judges. Family, group of people related by blood. And team, the number of persons or players associated together in a work or activity. Okay, for example, if there are players in a team, so they are going to play. They are involved in one activity, that is playing. Okay. The group of students is standing in a line. The group is singular. So with group, singular verb will be used. The group of students is standing. R will not be R will not be used here. Okay. Second sentence. There are 6 members in Anne's family. So group of members in a family. Group of members in a family, that is called family. Jury is going to decide the case today. Jury is a group of judges. Okay. Bouquet of flowers, pile of books or bundle of books, bunch of grapes, box of chocolates. So these are collective nouns. Okay, next type of noun is material noun. Material noun is the name of a substance of which things are made. Okay, you can make things from those material. These are uncountable and found in concrete form. Concrete form means something that can be touched. Concrete means something that can be touched or something that you can perceive with your 5 senses. Okay, so these are materials: iron, gold. From gold, jewelry is made. Brass is metal. Marble, copper, steel, cotton, silver. Wood, with wood furniture is made, and from steel utensils are made. Okay, students, those who are saying that they don't have book or this grammar tree is not included in book list, so I'm going to tell them that this is a general concept which I'm going to discuss today. You have already done it in class 6 and 7. Yes, Shamir, I have read your message. This is general concept. You have read it in class 6 and 7. Okay. And you have also read about kinds of nouns. So I don't think that it is difficult for you. I don't think. Okay. I'm going to repeat it. Material noun is the name of substance of which things are made. These are uncountable. Material noun is uncountable, and these are found in concrete form, in solid form. Concrete is something that can be touched. Iron, it is uncountable. It is also concrete. It can be touched. Gold, brass, marble, copper, steel, cotton, silver, wood. Okay, so these are examples. Plastic is of much use. Cotton dress is cheap, means is not very expensive. Iron is very useful metal. Okay. So plastic, cotton, and iron, these are material noun because from these things are made. By using these material, things are made. Compound noun, when two or three nouns are joined together. These are called compound nouns. For example, classroom, whiteboard, son-in-law, snowball, mailbox, post office. Okay, so compound nouns are the nouns which are joined by using two or three nouns. Okay, next one is concrete noun. A concrete noun is a name of material thing, person, or place. Concrete noun can be perceived through five senses. Okay, and abstract noun is opposite of it. Abstract noun can't be perceived through five senses. Concrete noun can be perceived through five senses, and it is something that these can be physically touched or perceived by the senses. Okay, for example, school begins at 7 o'clock. School is something that is concrete. Cereal box is on the shelf, so box is also concrete. Abstract noun, this is opposite of concrete noun. Concrete nouns can be perceived by using five senses, and abstract noun cannot be perceived by using five senses. Okay, as it is written here, they cannot be physically touched. An abstract noun names ideas, feelings, or qualities. Like sadness in the beginning. Look at this screen. Ideas and feelings are also there. Last two lines on this screen, last two lines. Devotion, loyalty, superstition, sadness, anger, happiness, excitement, these are feelings. Okay, so abstract noun are the names of ideas, feelings, or qualities. For example, if someone is brave, so bravery will be his or her quality. If someone is intelligent, then intelligence will be his or her quality. Right? So, a bravery or intelligence cannot be touched. These are not physically present, these cannot be physically touched. That's why these are abstract. Examples are here. Look at the examples. Anne wept in sorrow over the loss of her cat. Sorrow is a feeling of Anne. Anne wept in sorrow. So sorrow is abstract noun. In the United States, we have freedom. Freedom is an abstract noun. Okay, as I have already told you about bravery. Bravery is an abstract noun. Sadness, happiness, excitement, anger. So all these are abstract noun which cannot be physically touched. Okay, next slide is about countable nouns. The nouns that can be counted are called countable nouns. And at the end of these nouns, s or es can be added to make it plural. Okay? Countable nouns can take an article, a, an, or the. Fine. Chair, table, bat, ball, these are countable nouns because you can add s at the end of it. Chair, chairs, table, tables, bat, bats. Or you can say a chair, a table, a bat, a ball. These are further examples of countable nouns. Yes, many is used for countable nouns. He had a cat. So a cat can be when it is converted into plurals, then it will be cats. Second example is the cat used to eat a cookie. It can be cookies. You can make plural of it. I have a phone, few books, a notepad, a table calendar, and a computer on my desk. Okay. Fourth example is I love to listen to songs when I work. So song, songs. How many times? Here times is countable. How many times did I tell you to do this? Okay, how many times this action was repeated? How many times this thing was said to you? Or how many times the message was conveyed to you? So there is a repetition. Na? So it will be times, not time. So as I have told you that many is used for countable nouns. So as you can see in this second last example, many is used before countable noun. So time is also countable noun. It can also be used as uncountable noun. That I will be explaining in uncountable nouns. Bring me a glass of water. Glass can also be converted into plurals. Okay, Shamir, I will answer you. Wait. Okay, those students who were asking that, who were saying that they don't have books. So I'm going to tell them that this is a general concept, which I'm going to explain today. So you have read it in class 6 and in class 6 and 7. Yes, you have read it in class 6 and 7. Okay, Mudassir, I will listen to you later because time is short. I have to explain uncountable nouns. Wait. The nouns that cannot be counted are called uncountable. They do not take s or es. So these are opposite of countable. As countable nouns take s or es, so these do not take s or es. And before countable nouns, you can add a or an. And before these nouns, you cannot add a or an. For example, water, sugar, oil, salt, rice, furniture, money. You cannot add a water, a sugar, a oil. That will be wrong. So you cannot add article before uncountable nouns. Okay. But much is used before uncountable nouns. Before countable nouns, many is used. Before uncountable nouns, much is used. Abstract nouns and proper nouns are always uncountable nouns, but common nouns and concrete nouns can both be countable and uncountable. These are further examples. Look at these examples. Much is used for uncountable noun. I need some drinking water. Water is uncountable. Have some juice, petrol, money, business, milk, rice, bread, cream, oil. These are uncountable. coffee or tea. You cannot say coffees or teas. So that's why these are not countable. These are uncountable. You cannot make plural of it. You cannot say coffees or teas. That's why these are uncountable. Salt, curry, salad. How much time do you need? Okay, for example, how much time do you need to solve this question? So here time is uncountable. It depends on the sentence that how the word is used. Here time is uncountable, but in previous slide that was about uncountable, that was about countable nouns. Time was countable. Here time is uncountable, and in previous slide it was countable. Okay, Mudassir, unmute your mic.
Excuse me, teacher. I want to say that the question that you have sent tomorrow, we on which we have to do that.
You have to do it on English A notebook because these are from OPE, question answers of chapter 1 OPE. Obviously, you will be doing in English A notebook
No,
because you
teacher,
have been.
not that OP work, that grammar work you have sent us.
I did not send any grammar work.
Yes, teacher, you have sent.
Okay, probably you have received hard copy of it. Fine. When you receive your grammatry book, now if you don't have your grammatry book, then it's okay. But when you receive your grammatry book, then you will be doing it. You will be doing those exercises A, B, and C, and those are mentioned there. Whenever you receive your grammatry book, then you will be doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Okay, 5 minutes are left. These are functions of nouns. How nouns can function differently. Noun can be used as subject. It can also be used as direct object, indirect object, an object of preposition, as an adverb, or as an adjective. So these are different functions of nouns. Okay, look at the first example, subject. The company is doing great. Here, company is noun, but in this sentence, it is being used as a subject. Second example, roses are the flowers of love. Roses is a noun, but here it is functioning as subject. Okay, as direct object. Second example, I finally bought a new mobile. So what did I buy? A new mobile. So it is direct object. It answers direct object, answers what? What did I buy? A new mobile. And indirect object answers who or whom. Max gave Carol another chocolate. What did Max give? Another chocolate, na? But to whom? Carol. So Carol will be indirect object and chocolate will be direct object. Right? Okay. The object of preposition. What is an object of preposition? The cat was hiding under the chair. Under is preposition, and after preposition, noun is used, and that noun is chair. So that noun is actually object. Cat is subject. Chair is object. Under is preposition, and then chair will be object of that preposition, and preposition is under. Hope you will get it. When this video lecture will be uploaded on YouTube, you can listen to it again. Are those candies for the kids? For is preposition and kids. This is object. Okay. For is preposition, kids is object. So kids is object of preposition. Clear? Adverb. The train leaves today. Although today is noun, but here it is functioning as an adverb. The train leaves when? Today. Adjective. The office building. Office is noun, building is also noun, but here function of first word is second word is different. Second word function is different, that is office. Office is being used here as an adjective. Okay, the office building. Lion cage, the lion's cage is dangerous. This is possessive noun. Possession, it is showing possession. Okay, last example is my brother's daughter is adorable. Brother's daughter. So brothers apostrophe s, that will be possessive noun. Okay, because it is showing possession. So it was all about today's lecture. Those students who do not have books, they will be doing their work later when they will receive books. Okay, so don't worry, these are general concepts you have already read about it in class 6 and 7. Thank you, class 8. Allah Hafiz.